Rick is undoubtedly the most slept on character in the game, and I, a thorough Rick enjoyer, am about to show you 2 reasons why that's a massive mistake. Upon watching this video, you'll be so much better with Rick that you're going to want to start your own journey to rank 1. But with that being said, let's get right into it. Meeseeks is an ally that Rick can spawn in to assist him in the fight. There are 3 different ground attacks that it can perform and 1 attack in the air. An up tilt, side tilt, down tilt, and neutral air. Rick has 2 charges of the ground variant of Meeseeks with a 10-second cooldown and can use the aerial Meeseeks twice, like every other area special move. All 4 are good for something and are greatly enhanced when used in tandem with Rick's other normals and specials. Meeseeks is considered a projectile, but it doesn't fit the standard of a normal one. So what's going on then? Meeseeks doesn't have a hurt box, but it can be destroyed by well-timed attacks and projectiles. At this point, you've probably realized that you've seen something like this before. And you're right, Meeseeks functions almost exactly like a cameo in Mortal Kombat or an assist in Dragon Ball FighterZ. The main goal of your Meeseeks, however, is to create an opening for you or KO your opponent. With that being said, let's get into some specific use cases. Meeseeks is best and most commonly used for his side tilt and neutral state. Having Meeseeks guaranteed to either hit your opponent or force them to dodge is great because it limits the amount of options that your opponent has in neutral state. Using Meeseeks this way can set up traps for your opponents, essentially winning you advantage with little investment at all. Meeseeks up tilt is a great tool for catching opponents trying to land. Rick can spawn Meeseeks in order to cover one spot on the ground, and Rick can cover the other one, giving you a significant amount of stage presence. The way this attack functions is simple. Meeseeks winds up a powerful overhead attack charged by his leg and is granted hyper armor when the attack is in its active state. You'll know this attack is active when Meeseeks' feet leave the ground. This move is arguably strongest of the 4 and grants Rick the most KOs when compared to the other 3. Meeseeks down tilt is a bit more nuanced because it can be used for so many different things. Upon casting his down tilt, Meeseeks winds up his golf club and prepares to swing. This club reflects nearly every projectile in the game, with exceptions of items like bugs safe due to the armor-breaking nature of it. The club will automatically swing if it's either hit by an enemy projectile, 3 seconds pass, or Rick hits an opponent in a close enough proximity to the Meeseeks. Rick hitting the opponent next to a winded up Meeseeks leads to Meeseeks hitting them after Rick does. This move is most practically used in edge guarding situations when combined with Rick's down tilt. This move is the weakest of the 3, but it has its uses nonetheless. Aerial Meeseeks is the most underrated attack because of what it does for Rick. Upon casting, Rick will begin floating for a brief moment before falling again. It doesn't give Rick much verticality, but is great for moving horizontally. The defining feature of this move is its constant hitbox that Rick can manipulate by steering in a certain direction. Although this move lacks kill power, it's great for keeping your opponent in disadvantage, thus extending your juggles and combos. Meeseeks is a great tool that I feel doesn't get enough credit, and I hope with that I've helped shed some light on how you can use it to best suit you and your playstyle. With that being said, let's get into Rick's Polymorph. Rick's Polymorph is another projectile with multiple properties that you need to learn before using it. Upon casting, it bounces and rolls around for 2 seconds before detonating. This move is great because it can't be neutralized by anything in the game, and once its effect, Morphize, has taken effect, it can't be negated. The most important thing to note about this is that it can affect your allies, you, or your opponents, and can do so all within the same cast. If the ray detonates on Rick or any of his allies, the individual hit will transform into a larger version of themselves, granting them access to more damage and knockback. If the ray hits an opponent, however, they're turned into a baby rain dog that can't use any of their attacks, and they take increased damage as well. The Morphize duration for allies is 10 seconds and 6 seconds for opponents. This move is best used as frequently as possible, and it has many different variable use cases. My personal favorite is something that you'll see me do in my videos often. I begin every match I play by jumping up to cover myself and then cast Polymorph. Doing this keeps me safe and forces my opponent out of the position that they're intending to play. This is great for mind games and is an optimal option 100% of the time. This is the most difficult part of playing Rick and even making this video because Rick doesn't have many bread and butter setups with these special moves. How you can set Rick up is so different that literally each individual person playing him can and will have different setups that they use. That being said, there are only a few somewhat optimal setups and even fewer that I can recommend in good faith. There are more out there, but they are so impractical that no sentient being is going to be hit by some of them. Here are some of my favorites that I use at this point, but let me know if you found better because I'd love to see them. Meeseeks and Polymorph are integral parts of Rick's kit, and although they can be difficult to use, they can be easy as well. Your perspective on them is what makes them what they are, and I hope with this video I've shown you that. If this video was at all helpful to you, be sure to subscribe as we're growing a lot faster than I expected and we're on the road to 500 subscribers. It would mean a lot to me if you guys came along for the ride, but if not, I'm sure you'll hear from us again soon enough. Thank you all for watching and take care.